Let me start by reminding you of the statement, the extraordinary statement that was issued by the U.S. intelligence community the first week in October. In that statement, that reflected the consensus view of 17 different intelligence agencies, they've concluded and reported to the American public that Russia was engaged in malicious cyber activity in an attempt to destabilize our political system. That's a significant charge. And the fact that the intelligence community came forward and made public this assessment is extraordinary, even unprecedented. That's the first thing. The second thing is, there was a lot of reporting over the weekend about additional intelligence assessments that have been reached. If that's something that can be shared publicly, that's going to come from the intelligence community. It's not going to come from here. And that is evidence of the continued commitment of this administration to ensuring and even protecting the integrity of the basic institutions of government, including the intelligence community. That all said, you didn't need a security clearance to figure out who benefited from malicious Russian cyber activity. The president-elect didn't call it into question. He called on Russia to hack his opponent. He called on Russia to hack Secretary Clinton. So he certainly had a pretty good sense of whose side this activity was coming down on. The last several weeks of the election were focused on a discussion of emails that had been hacked and leaked by the Russians. These were emails from the DNC and John Podesta, not from the RNC and Steve Bannon. It was the president-elect who, over the course of the campaign, indicated that he thought that President Putin was a strong leader. It was the president-elect who indicated the potential that he would withdraw from some of our critically important NATO commitments. It was the president-elect who refused to disclose his financial connections to Russia. It was the president-elect who hired a campaign chairman with extensive, lucrative personal financial ties to Russia. It was the president-elect who had a national security advisor on the campaign that had been a paid contributor to RT, the Russian propaganda outlet. The president-elect's team, his campaign, didn't make any effort to obscure this. So all of that is information that was not obtained through intelligence channels. It's not information that was disclosed for the first time at the White House. It's all information that all of you reported on. It's information that all of you reported on well in advance of the election. And it's all information that is, as far as I can tell, undisputed. So I think what it does, it probably leads people to a variety of conclusions. One conclusion that it leads me to is the special responsibility that members of Congress have to take a close look at this. Particularly those members of Congress that endorsed Mr. Trump in the election. They were aware of all this information too, not because they were getting classified briefings, because it was available to the public.